everyone, and welcome to today's Drama Hospital recap. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. I don't know if E-Cat's going to come here this late. She's sleeping in her apartment, so we'll see. So let's get right to it. At the Metro Court, Nathan is livid, needless to say. He tells Maxie immediately who CJ really is. And Claudette calls this a crazy coincidence. What are the chances? I don't know. What are the chances? Someone crunch those numbers. He calls her out and mentions how she lured him there pretending to be Maxie. So she tries to project this all on Nathan. Like, oh, Nathan, you're so angry. You. Like, no personal responsibility. And she's like, the universe wants me here so we can get closure. And he says she must have seen the wedding announcement or something like that. E-Cat's here. Come here, baby. That didn't take long at all. Mwah. So, Maxie asks what kind of closure she has in mind. So, Claudette says that Nathan is the one that needs closure, and not her. She's grown as a person, and she wants him to see she's grown. And I'm like, I don't think he cares. So she wants to prove herself so they can all let go of the anger. I'm like, oh my god, her and Julian should meet because they have this same habit of just not taking any personal responsibility for anything and projecting it all on someone else. So she says that they all made mistakes, but the only one of them who made a huge irrevocable mistake was Nathan. That's not a threat at all. So Maxie wants to leave. Understandably. She isn't firing Claudette though, and she's on board with the universe thing apparently, or at least in front of Claudette. Hit that nail on the head, you'll see in a second. Right, E-Cat? Right. Are you that way? Where are you? Okay, so after they leave, Claudette seems very pleased with herself. E-Cat, come more this way. There you go. You're so cute. You're the only reason people watch these videos anymore. So, Curtis and Nina are in the restaurant part of the Metro Court, and he offers to be the cover of the Real Men issue, and she says they already have a cover model, Julian, and I'm like, I can't. This isn't going to happen, and I just cannot right now. So, Curtis wants to be on the cover, and I personally think he'd be a better cover model. He doesn't trust Julian not to sabotage the shoot, and Nina's like, oh, no. I have Julian just where I want him, and she brings up the Alexis, Carlos, Julian situation and how she's his alibi, and she might remember all of a sudden timing more specifically, if he isn't on board, right? So he tells her to lawyer up and no get on the bad side of the law, and she's like, no, I never lied, like I just wasn't super specific, I wouldn't lie, and he's like, but she does consider his warning before she goes to do anything else. So she compliments him on how good he is at his job because he was able to get answers from people that she wasn't able to get answers from. And she hires him for what? You will know tomorrow. We don't find out today. At the park, Christina and Aaron are hanging back after the fireworks and they kiss. I like them. She tells Aaron a secret. Apparently Sonny makes an anonymous donation to cover the fireworks every year, and he doesn't know apparently who Sonny Corinthos is. She says he's an alleged mobster. Just like totally alleged. Alleged. So he says he didn't really know anything about Sonny except for the coffee in the restaurant, but then he did do his research to find out more about her and learn more about him, and she wants him to go into this with his eyes wide open, and they really like each other, and I really like them, and they make me happy, okay? So Nathan and Maxie are, and then she wants to go back to his place, but also in the park, Nathan and Maxie are headed home, and Nathan wants Maxie to fire Claudette, and she says no. She was a woman like Claudette. She knows she's lying. Trust me, she has her eyes wide open. And she tells Nathan, she was a lot like Claudette. He's like, no. And she's like, no, let me talk to you. She had an affair with Lulu's brother Lucky while he was married to Elizabeth. She was competitive, did extreme things like provide him with pain pills when he was suffering with an addiction. And she pretended to be pregnant with this child. And she recognized Claudette's tone, and she's threatening them, and that's why Maxie's backing off. She wants to play offense instead of defense, and they're going to act first. At Aaron's place, they're back at his place. He doesn't want to pressure her, she doesn't want to pressure him, but they like each other. So, just really quick, I want to address this. Remember they recast Christina a few years ago because, like, I guess Lexi Ainsworth wasn't adult enough, or, you know, whatever excuse they use that they don't really say, you know, to have a sex scene. But, you know, she's proven them wrong to whoever recast her because, you know, it was a good scene. So after all that, Aaron gets up. I'm starting to panic that they're making him a bad guy. Like, I thought he was gonna get a camera and take like pictures, but he didn't, and I was like, thank goodness. And as he's like, so she's sleeping and he's like going like this, and she says Parker in her sleep, and I'm like, no. So Christina's awake now. Aaron is bothered. He tells her she said Parker's name, and she's like, I don't remember, it must have been a dream. And he goes, yeah, can we talk about that? Because even if you're just dreaming about this guy, you know, I want to talk about it. He thinks that she's not over him, and he likes her and knows there's more to the Parker story, and he wants to know. And I'm like, just tell him, Christina. It'll be okay. He's a good guy. At Alexis's place. I know, this is all you want to hear. What's going on with Julian and Alexis? I'm about to tell you. So, the warrant hasn't come through yet, and we're like, can't they do, like, an emergency? Like, I don't know. I feel like they should be able to go in, but whatever. So, Alexis says that she's just jumpy and blames pregnancy hormones, and he buys it. At least he seemed to have. So Jordan comes back, no warrant yet. Julian is like creepily touching Alexis's face and then makes his hands down to her neck, and she manages to get away from him. And Jordan can't get through to a judge. You know, it's late at night. It's the 4th of July, technically the 5th of July. But she left the recording with the officer. And I'm like, really? Like, you have someone in the PCPD who smuggled evidence out. Like, you're gonna leave it with someone? Like, you better trust this person 1,000,000,000%. So Julian wants Alexis to stop and calm down. And he keeps touching the envelope with the dagger in it. And I'm like, no. And the way he's talking makes Anna feel like it's a veiled threat. Like, the way he's like, we'll take care of this, that, and the other thing. So Julian takes the dagger out of the bag and slips it, like, in, like, the back of his pants. And Alexis is definitely a little panicky. So when Julian goes in the other room to make tea, Alexis talks into the wire. She says she has a bad feeling and needs to get out of there. And as she's like headed towards the door, Julian grabs her from behind and covers her mouth. And I'm like, no, you should have gotten out of there. Like, damn it, just go. So all Paul, Anna, and Jordan can hear is the tea kettle. Julian covers her mouth and opens her shirt and pulls the wire out. And Anna, Jordan, and Paul are on their way, but the van won't start. And I'm like, no, like, you're only a block away. Run, people, run. So Julian, like, pretty much straight up attacks Alexis. She fights back, and then he tackles her to the ground. So the police, Anna, Jordan, and Paul bust in. They find the wire. They think the engine failure is related to Julian figuring this whole thing out, and Alexis and Julian are nowhere to be found. On the pier, yeah, never good when we're on the pier. No. So Julian has Alexis on the pier, and he's holding the dagger to her throat. He figured it out, obviously, in case you didn't put that together. And his people found the van and disabled it because he, like, made a call. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Like, he didn't teleport to the van. So she says if he hurts her, it'll be worse for him. He says she destroyed what they had. He says he tried to change and he gave her his life, and I'm like, but you breached this first by going back into the mob and, murdering someone. It's not Alexis's fault. I'm telling you, him and Claudette, power couple. They would just blame each other for everything. I would pay to see that. So she asked him not to do this. Please don't murder me. I'm just asking. She betrayed him, and now he's gonna kill her with the knife that killed her mother, and he seems to be enjoying the irony. Like, just a few episodes ago, I could never kill my wife, I love her, I could never kill my wife, and now it's like, haha, I'm killing you with the knife that killed your mother, and it's like, you're literally a psychopath. Like, literally, I'm pretty sure you fit the definition. Alexis should have gotten that book, the one that tells you about, the checklist for the psychopaths. I forget the name of it. I think that's what it's called. So, I have a lot of mixed feelings about this because, like, I really did like their relationship when he was legit out of the mob. Like, I feel like they really did have a lot of good time together. But there's, like, no going back now. Like, this is done. Like, there will never be Julexis again. And I'm mourning for that relationship a little bit, but it's been over for a while now, you know? And now end scene. I know, right? So Nina offers, Curtis, a nice salary and an expense account. And he wants to know what the job is, and she'll tell him in the morning. And I'm like, that's not how things work. Christina isn't used to, like, being with such a straight shooter, and, like, she likes that, though. She likes, like, the not playing games. And she's gonna tell him she really likes him, he really likes her, I really love them, Aaron forever. So she's gonna tell him. So we'll see that tomorrow. Nathan and Maxie wonder what Claudette wants in Port Charles, because it's not Nathan. Like, she doesn't want him back. Claudette's unpacking, and she has her wedding picture with Nathan right on top of her clothes, and she picks it up and she holds it across her chest and lays on the bed, and I'm like, yeah, she doesn't want Nathan back. That's ridiculous. Anna sees the empty evidence bag. She shows it to Paul. They realize Julian has a dagger and is going to use it on Alexis. Why aren't they just checking the pier? Like, that's where people go to dump bodies. Like, go check the pier. Even, like, you have more than one person. There's still one person to check the pier. And by the way, like, everyone's always taking a midnight walk on that pier. Michael can't come over. Sonny, come on. Someone has to be walking on that pier. Or I mean, obviously Sam and Jason are in Greece, but we know how distance and time works in General Hospital. I would just love for Sam and Jason's boat to, like, be pulling up as this is unfolding, right? Could you imagine? Anyway, I digress. I have more to talk about. Alexis tells him they already have the confession. He says, and that he's going to add to it. And he's like, don't worry, they're not going to find your body. Not comforting. She brings up Sam, and he's like, I'm not going to tell Sam anything. Again, not comforting. And he blames Alexis for this. She brings up that she's pregnant, and I don't think he cares. And seriously, come on, someone walk on that pier. Midnight walk, beautiful night, 4th of July, tell me. Come on, you're setting off fireworks, do it on the pier. It seems like a good place to do it. I need just someone to walk over. Anyway, that is all for today's General Hospital recap. Don't forget, this week we're voting for Villain of the Week, which, was this not the perfect week to debut that? I think so. Julian versus Claudette. Just go, place your votes. I'm excited to see who wins, quite honestly. But yeah, that's all. Oh my goodness. I'm nervous for tomorrow. Oh, I have off tomorrow. Plans have changed. I have off tomorrow, so it will be on time. So check in. 5 o'clock sharp. Should be up. Hopefully there's no problems. Alright, I will let you go now. I hope you have a great night, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!